Saturday morning, 6 a.m. 2 kilometers from the Gaza border, the soldiers of the Sufa outpost were waking up to their daily routine. Half an hour later, all hell broke loose. The Palestinian terror group Hamas suddenly launched thousands of rockets at Israeli cities across the country. This turned out to be just cover for a ground invasion by over 3,000 terrorists in the world's largest terror attack since 9/11. The now infamous October 7th attack caught Israel unprepared as Hamas kill squads raided kibbutzim, cities, and army bases near the Gaza border, including the small outpost in Sufa. While defending the Sufa outpost from the onslaught of more than 20 heavily armed terrorists trying to breach the front entrance, the base commander was killed in battle. With no clear chain of command, a young staff sergeant from Sayerret Matkal, an infantry special reconnaissance unit, had to take charge and continued to defend the outpost. As close-quarter fighting escalated, the terrorists breached the back entrance of the base, entering and throwing grenades into the soldiers' sleeping quarters, which were luckily empty. The Hamas terrorists pushed the staff sergeant and his soldiers into 2 locations. The first was a key position that prevented the attackers from gaining complete control of the post, and the second was the base's mess hall. Hours went by, and the staff sergeant understood that for now, they were alone, with no backup coming anytime soon. Simultaneously, Israeli special forces, including Yamam, Yamass, Sayerret Matkal, and Shayettet 13, were mobilized to spring into the lion's den, not knowing how many terrorists they'd be facing. As the SF units drove into battle, the realization of the true shocking scale of the attack crept in. Hamas terrorists attacked over 20 kibbutz villages and cities, as well as all the outposts and bases in the Gaza area, brutalizing almost every place they reached. They massacred, mutilated, and kidnapped soldiers and innocent citizens, including women, children, and babies. Many were tied up and burnt alive. The premeditated, unprovoked, and well-planned surprise terror attack escalated across more than 20 locations simultaneously. The special units were spread too thin, and Shayettet 13 in particular had to fight both in the sea and on land. Hours later, the second wave of defense from the Special Forces units arrived, this time composed of both reservists and enlisted soldiers. For hours, the young staff sergeant and his soldiers were hanging on to control of the outpost by the skin of their teeth, but were running out of time. Luckily, operators from Shayettet 13, Israel's Tier 1 Naval Commando Unit, were inbound in Black Hawk helicopters. The young staff sergeant helped guide the choppers to the outpost. The small force of Shayettet operators, while still being spread too thin, faced 40 heavily armed terrorists. With the help of the staff sergeant's knowledge of the area, the operators quickly advanced throughout the post. The efficiency and skill of the unit's counterattack was not something any terrorist could ever prepare for. All 40 of the Iranian-trained terrorists were either captured or killed, as Shayettet 13 and the young staff sergeant took back control of the Sufa post and saved the occupants from certain death.
يعني تخابط يا شيخ يلا بو يلا سيدي ما تصير يقول ראשוני יש מי שצריך משהו תעלו אותו למעלה עוד למעלה ימינה
شو اسمك الرباعي؟
مهند ياسر زيد برزي.
طيب قول لي المهمة تبعتكم شو كانت بالضبط لما طلعتوا؟
هو السيطرة على موقع صوفا.
شو تعملوا في اللي موجودين؟
هو تسيطر عليهم تقتل يعني.